Hi everybody.
Hello.
Nice of you to tune in. We're Sparrow Night, developers of News Tower. My name is Bart.
I'm Robert.
En Jan Maarten, nachtegaller.
Yeah, so we'll be playing a bit of News Tower for you, maybe answer some questions, and let's jump right into it.
Yes. So let's start a new game, and without an introduction, because we can have the most freedom in showing you guys everything that we want. So let's hop in.
Yes.
There's a demo right now that you can play, featured on Next Fest, and so you can check it out for yourself. Maybe after this stream. We do advise to play with introduction if you're new to the game, because there's quite a lot involved.
Yes.
But we'll show you a bit.
Yes.
Right, it's loading.
And we're gonna start with a simple beginning, and then later on we're gonna load in a bigger tower, show you a bit more advanced gameplay. And
Very original name.
Die moet omhoog?
There's
There's no game.
There's
audio.
no.
now there
Yes,
should be audio.
yeah, so yeah, the game does have sound.
Yeah.
Hello.
So now we have audio. So, welcome to the Sparrow Night building. So this is where you start. So maybe you guys can tell us, talk about some things while I'll just make a little setup, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
set in 1930s New York, and you start in Brooklyn. And this is your tower, indeed. So just set up the beginnings. We need all kinds of stuff. So let's start with getting some news in. So that would be the telegraphing station. This station, once you assign a person there, will search for news on the globe, and we will show in a bit. Maybe give it a light, because people don't like sitting in the dark.
Obviously.
And if you start with a tutorial, you get in east more. Now we start with an empty tower, and we can build whatever we want. Of course, you want to set up the initial chain.
Yeah.
So you also need reporters to go with that, so that you can actually report on the news.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait a little bit until our little telegrapher here has found some news, so I can actually know what kind of reporter I can hire. So this is where you can find the news,
Yeah.
and it's apparently an economy story.
Okay, apparently we are a bit soft, so if could be up to bit. All right, perfect.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the telegraphing over there, it's like the start of the game. They search for news, and then once they found something, you can go to the globe where you just were, and you can report on it. So maybe give that a show.
Yes.
Yes, this is an economy item. So this, in this case, it actually has two stories. That's the branching part. So you either have to choose the society story, the top one, or the economy one. And in this case, we have to travel there. So you have to take the ticket.
Yes. To choose our mode of travel.
Yes, and if you, of course, that's a combination of having more money, you go faster.
Yeah. So we have lots. So I'm just gonna let's go to the mythical plane, of course.
Why not? We start with the plane. Start with a big one.
So which one should I pick, guys?
Let's go for the top one.
Yes.
It has two story tags, as you can see, the society and the tragic one.
Very
so
interesting.
that is a more valuable story.
Yeah. So these tags, they kind of symbolize the type of or the angle of how you're going to approach the news later on to your readers.
And if you go back to the news item, you don't, maybe set up
Sure.
your chain first, because then
yes, sure.
So once the report comes in, it needs to be brought to the typesetting desk. This is where a written report is then transferred into metal type. So let's build one. It's like this big table with lots of letters in iron that employees sets the article that then can be used to print.
Yeah.
And the assembly table that's next to it says what it does. A news item can have multiple stories. They are brought here together and assembled into the actual article, and from there you can put it in a printer, which we don't need to
Let's
forget
build
this
that.
time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna move something a little bit. So one thing that I've seen people being confused about as well is multi-selection. Yes, there is multi-selection. I've seen a lot of people just manually just dragging one item at a time. If they want to change something, you can just do this and then move stuff if you want to.
Yeah.
So just a little tip there.
Like Crusade said, yeah, it's gonna be a luxury liner. We start out with a plane. We have just this little newspaper, but full budget.
Exactly.
Just invest, right?
Yeah.
It's a startup. You gotta pump in money.
And as you see, once you made your production chain, all these troubles start going coming up. And one of them is that you start to generate paper trash. And
they're not the neatest. Maybe should we build a printer? Maybe.
Oh yeah,
Because then
let's start with that.
Most
So maybe let's connect Explorer actually first. So we want to place the printer here, I suppose. So there's multiple ways to do this. You can just grab the stairs here, and it automatically snaps also where you want to do it, and you can just place one down like this. You can also drag from existing stairs out. So it's very neat. So printing.
Let's build a printer.
Yeah. So this is a beast of a thing.
Yeah.
Which makes sure that you can actually like produce newspapers. So there's an input module. I'll just place it here, I guess. An output. And for each page that you want to print for your newspaper, you need a page module.
Yeah.
So let's start with just one now.
Yeah, let's start small. You can
Let's
always
start small.
expand later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wrong side. You have to connect them.
Yeah, I tried to move it. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
As you can see, you now chained this whole printer together, and
Yep. So now we have an actual printer.
So maybe maybe the backdrop looks a bit weird right now. People that are new to it, they might be asking, what are we looking at? So when you place something, it automatically snaps into a certain view mode that shows you the comfort levels in the tower. And so the printer here is making a lot of noise and a lot of heat. So that's why it becomes red, and a big part of the game is managing that in your tower.
Yes, so we can try to negate this a little bit, right? So there are multiple ways to do this. First off, you might want to section this off. There are two types. You have a wall, which literally blocks everything. But the downside of this is that no employee can also reach everything in that room. So perhaps if you want, like later on, have to repair the printer or do something else, a wall is not your best choice. So you might just want to grab a wall with door, which is a little less effective in blocking out the annoyances and the discomfort, but it does guarantee that employees can actually reach the area, which is very nice.
Yeah, just to add some comforting items or reliefs.
So there's two discomfort sources here, noise and heat. And each of these sources have their own negators, as you can see. So let's start with, like you already said, like the wallpapers. So there are different wallpapers that can also have like functional attributes to them. So this one counters heat, and we have heat discomfort here, so we can just start off with this. Yeah,
it's a little hard to see with the bars in front, but yeah.
Exactly, but it does help a little bit.
It does help, yeah.
Don't worry, we will get this green. I have a little trick up my sleeve to show people, which I've already spoiled in the Discord, but I won't be.
So we have a Discord channel, everybody, if you'd like to stay up to date, or maybe because we will launch in early access next week, and we love to hear what you guys think and some feedback. So feel free to join it. Links should be very close to where you are watching the stream. The link is also, if you play the demo, you can. There's a link in the demo. You can join our Discord.
And while Robert is building this tower a bit, I can maybe have a quick overview of what the game actually is for all the new people. So News Tower is a game about making your own newspaper business. It's set in 1930s New York. So right in the start of the Great Depression, Prohibition is still around, so mobsters, which we will talk about a bit later, are still roaming the streets, and you as a publisher have to make these choices of whose story do you want to tell, and you want to of course tell your own story. So you have this system where you can send your reporters away. We already did one. Maybe Robert can just show some others. Because every week news is gonna pop up, like this one, another branching one. Here you can choose to either go the political route or the society route. It's about the Capitol fire, so there's a fire in Washington DC in the Capitol, and you can either do a sort of a witness from more a society point or the political ramifications of this. And this sort of sets you in the shoes of the publisher, and you allocate employees and try to run this business. And every end of the week, if you see at the top UI, you see we started on a Monday. We're currently on a Thursday. Every Sunday you need to print. So that's always the clock that you are running towards. Of course, you can pause the game like we do now.
Yes.
That comes in handy quite a lot, especially later on, which we'll show in a couple of minutes, I guess. He was also, which is also advisable, is when you build, you may want to pause the game, and sometimes you may want to fast forward.
Crusades ask you, can you build multiple staircases? Yeah, you can, but your room is of course limited in size, so stairs take up quite some space. Later on, you also get the ability to build elevators, for example. They have less room, maybe in diagonal sense, but they are a bit broader on the door side. But they can transport people really quick. So if you get a big building, then that is advised.
I think we're okay with the yeah.
Maybe put some extra plants here that just flavor a little bit.
Maybe a painting, you know.
A red apple painting.
Bit of
for our favorite telegrapher.
Yes. So we try to maybe print one.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Show what it's all about in the end.
Yeah, we do have to finish the articles, and we've been on pause for a while.
So I don't think we're gonna make 3 articles.
As you can see
he's
here.
fast forwarding now.
Yeah.
We have a shortcut for that. We're so used to playing this game, obviously, that we never we use all the shortcuts.
Yeah.
So he's holding the right button, and then you fast forward time. And now you see one of the articles on the right of the screen has become green, which means it's ready. So this is an overview of what you have in your production line. The other one they're still working on, and it takes approximately a day to finish it, which we're on Saturday now. We have to print on Sunday, so that's still in time.
It's also important to know that you can also print at the end of Sunday. A lot of people, when it's Sunday starts, they try to print immediately, but you still have like all of Sunday to just finish up production and do your things. So don't worry about it. And also don't be frightened to just pause right before the end of Sunday, because we have an auto pause on there, so you have like a last chance to actually put out your print. So don't worry about it. The game got you back.
There's a question question. I recognize that not every reporter is available for all news, even if they have nothing to do and are available for other news. Can you explain it later? Yeah, so reporters, actually all of your employees, they have a skill set. They have 3 skills, which defines what and what they can't do. So the same goes for reporters. Maybe you can select the reporter to show.
Yeah, sure.
So the only one we have now here, the skills. So she has entertainment, society, and sports skills. So you can use her for that type of stories. And you can, the more you use them, obviously they get better in it, they level up, and they work faster.
Yeah.
We need some more reporters because we cannot do all news right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to have a good sample of employees that have all the skills that they can report on. So you have a good field, and then you of course need additional. If you go further, the news items that we had now had only one basic bronze story topic, but they can have multiple ones, and they can be silver and gold, which takes a lot more reporting. So then for reporting time. So one of the reporters will then be gone, for example, for almost half a week. So you always need more reporters. Usually at the beginning of the game you start with 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
and yeah.
Also nice to mention maybe that apart from if you use them, they level up. There's another way to increase their skill. It's by buffing them. It's by placing objects around their desk. Maybe you can show that at a
Yeah,
recorder.
sure.
And that really encourages you to think about how your tower layout is done. Like if we, for instance, we decide, okay, let's make this society specialized room or whatever. You place a globe in there. Oh yeah, some text.
Sure, let's do that.
Let's make this the society department.
Society department. Yeah.
And then we go. You
Yeah,
can just
there are
click
multiple
this.
ways. Yeah. So right now we only have a globe, but there's much more
Yeah.
that you can build, but you have to earn it during the game. I
Yep.
will show it later.
Yeah, and it becomes a bit of a puzzle to get to fit everything in because you have overlapping skills.
Exactly,
and
like
you
this.
want to, yeah, you get. It's a bit like the wall is a bit like a puzzle. The ground floor is a bit like a puzzle, and room space is one of the things that you really need to work with.
All right. I think let's go to Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And let's actually finish a print.
Yeah.
So this one still takes 1.5 days. So this is going to be interesting. Let's see if we can actually. So you can you can just watch this, and so it tells you like.
It's good to mention it's an estimate. Don't
Yes.
blindly trust on
Yeah.
it because there are many things that potentially can happen in between, which we'll also show later. But yeah, we got it. Yep. finished.
Joe Mancello mentioned, he's a well-known member of the community already, that the society sign is blocking some valuable space. Yeah, that is very true.
That is true. Yes.
The Enter Dokon as, okay, so those three skills are what kind of news they can do indeed. Would that, sorry, I thought three are the only type of news where they improve, but they would still be able to work on. So I probably should have played with more than my 2 or 3 reporters. Yeah, eventually you want to expand. You want to have some more reporters, and
It's a balance because they do cost money. Obviously, you have
Yeah.
to pay them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
What I've seen people do is like already place like reporter desks, but not hire any reporters yet, and they wait until the moment that they run out of reporters for the news they want to do, and then hire reporters like right then and there. So the benefit of that is if you go like if you print in between, you don't pay like an extra salary for a reporter that might not be suitable for any news that you did that week. So I thought it was pretty cool.
we have some other questions. Yeah, it gives me Sim Tower vibes. Yeah, that's very true. That's one of the OG tower builders, right? And that's definitely an inspiration. The other one was over what time span will this play? Okay, so you start actually in 1929, right at the crash of Wall Street. So when the economic downfall starts, the Great Depression sort of takes a hold on America. And for now, for the early access version, you play until the end of 1932. But of course, we want to expand on that. And I think in the roadmap we set until 1935. But yeah, we will see where we go and how the game evolves. But of course, we want to eventually go to World War II because this is like the economic downfall. It's all a sort of stepping stone towards the big World War. Yeah. And that also brings in lots of interesting mechanics that we could use. Yeah. So yeah, the 1930s as a whole, that would be the playing field.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just pause this right now. Let's do a print first.
Yeah.
So something interesting here. So on the top story, you get like a multiplier bonus of 2. So whatever article you put here, it doubles in sales. So what you want to do here for this spot is your most valuable article, and in this case, it's the article with like the 2 tags, right?
Yeah. The deadliest aviation accident in the US. Who would have guessed that would be the top news?
I mean, people want to read.
But
about
I guess
it.
a Capitol fire would also be big news.
It is pretty big, yeah. And what we also get is like combos. So if you make tag combos on the same page, you get extra
Yeah.
sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, the tags, you see it there, the bronze tags, we have 3 of them. Each of those bronze tags gives you 1,000 loose sales. Later on, you also get subscribers, but that's what we have to work with now. So what sales are we on? 3,000.
6,000.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3,000.
Yeah, because
Oh,
we
it's
have
the multiplier.
bump, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that later on you also get ads and stuff like that. And ads generally don't bring in extra people who buy the newspaper, but the ads themselves, of course, generate money.
Yeah.
And if you would put them at top spot, then those would also be multiplied. So there's always this ethical question of, do you go for the money? Do you want to tell the biggest story?
Yeah.
Of course, we're going to want to flesh that out more during early access, but the basic elements are there, and the comboing system is a kind of fun way to get this mini puzzle.
Yeah.
in,
If you want
into
the highest sales, you need to become a combo master. That's the
Yeah.
only way to like break the top spot.
Yeah, and it also plays in with the ads. We will show you in the later game. If
Yeah.
you have lots of combos, then you will also be perceived more like an economy newspaper and get more economy ads, stuff like that.
Exactly. All right.
So let's go. Let's print.
Yeah. Let's do this. So you have this big old lever here that you can pull, which starts the printing process.
Thank you, Brambeard Gaming. Yeah, great that you like it, to see News Tower.
6,000 newspapers sold. I think that's pretty
Yeah,
okay
it's a decent beginning.
for the first print. It's fine.
Probably quite some people already played the demo here and saw some bigger sales. I think the top ones I saw for the demo was around 50. I think 50,000.
Have to look it up.
Yeah,
I thought
I'm not sure
30,
anymore.
but
Okay,
I'm not
maybe
sure.
50
Maybe
is too much.
yeah.
We can look it up later on. That
Yeah.
would be cool.
Back in the closed beta, I think some people were close to or even made 100k. I think. I'm not sure. I will have to look it up
I don't know
again.
anymore, actually. Maybe that's true, and the total profit was like 30 or something.
Oh yeah,
a week, I don't know.
that's
But
possible.
we kind of rebalanced it also, so
Yeah,
don't take our word for it.
exactly.
I see Move 8 2018 sounds very interesting. Looking forward. Now, thank you. Definitely give it a try with the demo.
Yeah.
And Old Monk, would the devs translate the game to Russian? Currently it's only in English, and we're gonna release in early access in English. Of course, we like to do as many translations as possible, but it is quite a text-heavy game, so it will take some time. And it's also our publisher Twin Sales is the big help there. So that's all to be decided while in early access, and what would be the best way to go there. So I can't announce anything there. Sorry.
Alright, so we've arrived on something completely different. So there's an actual map of New York City that you have to, well, don't have to, but you can explore. And each of these points have some very interesting things that you can obtain for your news tower, which can range from a variety of things, like buff objects. Some objects can give comfort, and some of them can even unlock entirely new mechanics. So if, for example, you decide to go towards the ad agency here, if you get the sales desk here, you gain the possibility to do ads. So we will do this in the later game. So I'll just gonna see if we where should we go for this last.
Yeah, I'd say
Just stay in Brooklyn maybe, because
Okay.
that's our home
Sure.
place, right? So
Yeah.
let's do Williamsburg.
So they want crime and sports. Let's go.
So these areas are a bit divided in categories. So the Mafia, which is in Brooklyn, is all about crime and sports, the betting and gambling. So that's the Queens and Brooklyn, Manhattan and the Bronx, and I think part of the Hudson is all about economy and politics. And so we divided the map a bit, also to give a bit of sense that you can be this kind of newspaper, more sports related, or but it's all up to the player. And the NPCs that are on the map also are divided among these types of categories.
So I've just placed an additional telegraphing station, which is always if you feel like you're stressing
Just
to
play,
meet these
put
things.
it in play, I think. Then it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So if you're a little bit stressed out, like in meeting all of the things that you have to do and stuff, maybe you should consider like adding another telegraphing station. It will help you go through the news pool a lot quicker and find the things that you actually need to meet. So it can be really helpful.
Yeah, you can also, because now we have to specifically search for crime and sports. Well,
Yeah.
we don't have to, but this district
No.
wants to
Oh, you
read about that.
Yeah, I've
Oh, you
already.
did it. Yeah.
This is how you can prioritize searching for news.
Yeah.
So once you have some buttons toggled, then your telegraphers will give you
But
more relevant
we
news.
can click the entertainment news item and show the dismiss, because
Yes.
it's this item we don't
Yeah,
really
this
want
is this is
week.
not at all what I need for this step. So what you can do is you can just dismiss news, and there is something important attached to this moment, because the moment you dismiss news, the telegrapher no longer holds on to news and can search for additional news.
Yeah.
So as long if you don't nice. If you don't dismiss, then the telegrapher will hold on to the story for days, and your progress through the news pool, which still has 6 items left to research here, it will stagnate a bit because no new news will come in. So
Yeah.
that's important to note.
It's kind of it's part of the game. It's like feeling and deciding, should we do this news or should we wait for something better? Maybe it's up
exactly.
to you.
And I think, yeah, lots of people see the globe in the menu, of course. Currently, it's fully focused on the US, so in early access is only news in the US. But yeah, later on, we also want to expand on that side. Maybe have reporters go to Europe and bring news from that continent, bringing their own story types and such. So you will also need to upgrade the new telegraphics, maybe install an antenna to get to that new stuff like that.
Yeah, can you? I was about to
Yeah.
say my OCD
Yeah.
is stricken. You need to fix the room.
Yeah, maybe you
better.
also put some lights at the top. It's quite dark.
It is. I didn't notice it before because it was light. There's even toilet is also in the dark, which is not good for the
Yeah.
You can also
for
put,
employees' mental health.
put some tiles there.
Yes,
Just-
definitely. Yeah, I stopped midway through fixing this smell here, this awful smell. And we can still do, like you said, a lot of things. So we also have like tiles, which counter smell.
They kind of absorb the smell.
Yeah.
Sticks to the wall.
So I've already placed like a sink and a mirror here, which also help counter the smell. And I've seen people say like, wait, that makes little sense. But you have to remember, these employees, when they see themselves in the mirror, they forget about all their troubles. So,
Yeah, and
It's
they
only
can
good.
clean themselves,
Oh.
right?
oh, we have
some
something very interesting happening. So, breaking news.
Yeah.
Oh
so-
boy.
So this happens sometimes, and yeah, they just discovered something very important, which you can decide now if you want to act on it. You have to decide fast. If you see in the top right corner, you've got 23 hours to decide on this. So yeah, we haven't really got a lot of reporters. I don't even think we'll be able to report on this right now.
No.
But a bit later on in the game, this may be worthwhile, because if you do those 2 files simultaneously and you reach the flame, you will get a massive sales boost on all. What was it? This was
Economy. So
Economy, yeah.
stories.
it will be. You can actually maybe try to take it. Just get to.
I'm just gonna
economy
try
guys.
to do it, yeah.
It is because as soon this is big breaking news. So if you report on that topic becomes hot news, and every other news item that has that topic is viewed more valuable to the reader because
Yeah.
it's about economy.
And it might mean that, it's kind of a puzzle. You have to decide, is it worth it? You may have to cancel a story you're working on currently, because doing this may be more worthwhile. And it's part of the game, that making these kind of decisions, which you'll also see later when we do the Mafia or the other NPC quests.
Yeah.
It's all about like finding the right angles to satisfy, well, the most readers, I guess, or to gain the most influence.
Jim and Jill said there should be an eye mode to toggle day and night. Yeah, maybe we could do something like that.
Yeah, interesting suggestion.
Oh, another question. How do I cancel the work on news? You go to the news item and you can unassign them. No.
that's
Oh, you
You
mean-
can cancel
yeah.
the reporter.
The
even.
reporter,
Yeah.
yeah. Just
So
You can-
you
yeah.
see, don't do it because we lose our progress. But if you click that, you can cancel it.
Yep.
But the other way you were about to show is also valid. You can
Yep.
also sometimes some news items like this one. If you so this has 2 reports, we call them. They make up the final story. But maybe one of the reports doesn't make it in time, or it has some an angle on the story that you don't want to print in the end. You can still cancel that part of the story by clicking on the bin right to it.
I won't do it now because it's very juicy for the hot topic. So
Yeah.
Another thing you can do there, you can prioritize items. That's
Yes.
also maybe interesting.
Yeah,
to show.
it's a pretty hidden feature.
Yeah, if you put that exclamation mark and you activate it, then that item is viewed more important to the employees, so they will always, they will pick up that news more faster. It's
Exactly.
prioritized.
Yeah. Which
oh,
That's
there she is.
Reporter coming in, she puts it down.
is a lot of paper.
Yeah.
That's
That's also,
another
we
sports.
try to bring these visual cues. So, for example, that the paper stack is growing on our desk. So, if you have really high paper stacks there, then it might be interesting to build another desk.
Very good. Yeah.
Because, and there's other stuff that visually we try to communicate. Of course, it's always going to be a very heavy UI game because, it's a tycoon game. We have lots of UI, UX elements. But we also want to bring in these little fun elements that also communicate stuff. And this is an example. Okay, so this news is almost done. Maybe fast forward time a bit. This is always useful. I think players who will play this will definitely play with time. As you can see now, economy is the hot topic this week. So it might be interesting to search for some extra economy if you have the room. We have a very small printer at the moment, so we don't have room for other items.
True. But we could cheat it very
We could
quickly.
maybe an extra page because we already we can only it's 3 articles per page.
Just
So
put
we're
them
already
down.
at
Yeah.
4, so let's add one.
This is also an example. It's now still a bit hard to rearrange stuff. That's one of the things we are currently working on, a stashing ability, so that you can easily stash items that are in the way at that moment, but you don't want to sell. Stuff like that will very likely not make early access straight away, but it will be a very quick update after.
Yeah.
And on that note, that we have an extra announcement to make. We just found out that the QA team, we have people test the game to see if everything works. Tested the Mac version, so we will release with a Mac version next week.
Yes.
So that's really cool for us. I know most players here probably don't have a Mac, so it's only a small portion, but we have quite a vocal community that ask for a Mac version, and we ourselves also use Macs. So for us that's a big
coming.
deal. So
Yeah.
thanks
Exactly.
to the QA team
Yeah.
for testing it.
Yeah.
Okay, we've exhausted all our economy stuff as well now, so
We have exactly 6. Will we make it in time for all of them?
our typesetter is quite busy, I think, but let's see if she can make it.
You can check maybe the drawer, see
Yes.
the indication.
So this
Maybe
one is a
open it.
bust, I think.
Open them all. Oh, so okay. This is gonna be. I saw a bit of red
10
flashing
hours.
there.
Yeah,
Okay,
right
so
here.
that's not gonna make it. But it's not economy, so we're okay there.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe Can you
Yeah,
try
you
to
prioritize the
the
top ones.
economy?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And you maybe
I-
want to do the districts also, right? The economy is likely, like, look at the stash. That's gonna
Yeah,
be
this is problematic.
Okay, so in this case, the typesetter is clearly the bottleneck here.
Yeah.
So have a good look out on that and just try to accommodate. So in this case, we should build an extra floor. We're a bit tight on money. I think it's 2,000 now, the next floor.
Yeah, I think you can still manage one,
I-
but we're too late for this run anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
now.
So
But
let's-
yeah,
I don't think
that's
we're
a
gonna
big
make
part
it.
of the game. It's managing the limited space you have, which I personally think is really fun. It's also why we're rolling out the update with that makes it a bit easier to quickly swap around stuff, because there are many ways to do it, and you may want to experiment, and it should be smooth.
Yeah, and definitely in the early game you don't always have the money to expand, so then it's sometimes tricky to rearrange, like I
Yeah.
said, and that's gonna really help.
Right.
Right, so
One.
that's 2 hours left. We were really close on that one,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
Well,
It's totally
okay.
fine.
And
So because this is now the hot topic, this actually is the same value as just having 2 normal tags, so which is
yeah,
pretty
doubles,
sweet.
Doubles, yeah. And don't
Jim?
worry that your newspaper won't catch on fire.
Exactly.
being able to rearrange stacks right there on the table rather than having to rearrange the story priority would also help.
Yeah, that interesting. We thought about it. We even had it at a point, but it was kind of like either you have the sort buttons on top there, or you rearrange them. They don't go well together. So we opted for the sorting buttons. But you know, maybe if you know everybody that plays says we rather have. You'll be able to sort them there manually. But you can even, I don't think people really realize, but you can drag them, you can reorder them.
You
there.
can. I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen people
Yeah.
do it. I've seen
Okay.
people do it. It's,
Yeah. So that's also one of the big reasons why we didn't opt for.
Yeah, it's a bit hidden. It's like sometimes we are even experiencing new things about our own game.
yeah.
It's a lot. But yeah, I mean, if the top one would have the most priority, then if you sort them there, then okay, then the priorities are gone. You know, so
True.
yeah.
Okay,
It's a difficult choice.
Let's just sprint, right?
Yeah. There's one more action I can do, which is because part of the story is done, but I can just bin this part,
Oh,
and now I can just put this in.
Jay Mucello also. No, it does not. It does not at this point. It does not.
was the question?
Reordering does not affect priority of work. No.
Okay.
But we thought about it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Sorry, didn't explain well. Jim Magello, that would be the way maybe to do it.
Maybe, yeah. But then the sorting would.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I forgot to order paper, so we have a little paper. But you get like an emergency fee and you can still print.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. It does cost you a lot of money, but
we learned it
it's
the
okay.
hard way, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay,
We
let's,
didn't make that first, and then
let's
it
send
turned
it.
out pretty hard. Okay, so if anybody has questions, feel free to ask. We're gonna switch to the bigger tower in a moment. Maybe just go to the map one more time.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
Yeah.
just have the recap.
So we got some nice cash here, 2k.
Maybe quickly show, because we've kind of glanced over the influence points here you get, which are quite important, and we didn't talk about it yet.
No.
Maybe show what we can do with it.
Yeah, certainly. So whenever you unlock a district, you progress through the map, and you can actually reach like points like the Forest Hill Stadium, for example. So once you hit these nodes, you can actually buy all sorts of goodies for your tower. Like I've already said earlier, it can be buff items like this this sports clipboard here, or like comfort items like a plant. Other things. You can also get like mechanics like the lawyer desk here, or an elevator, and all these kinds of goodies. And all these things you have to buy with the influence points. And these influence points are gained, like you saw, through record sales. Some news items can have influence in them. Another way to gain influence, which is the most beneficial way to do it, is through these we shouldn't call them quests. We don't really like the word quests, but they're quests. So
If anybody has a good name for them, we gladly use that.
yeah, missions.
I like well, yeah. I mean, that's a bit too army like. Quest is sounds a bit too fantasy.
Yeah.
RPG like. We're not sure yet.
I have a few questions you can maybe answer. Antti Dogon asked, is there a difference in news if news gets published on page 1 or 3, or is it only the big spot on page 1 that gives the bonus?
Good question.
Yeah, right now it's only page 1, but yeah, there may be other stuff coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a thing because you start out with one newspaper for one page, you always get that bonus. So that's also maybe a tricky thing. But later on, maybe we could introduce it. Maybe it's a tag thing. But it does make sense indeed that the top stories would be better on the first page instead of the third one. And also the negative thing, so it being old news can get old.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, if that would be on the front page, maybe that would also be extra annoying to the readers. The other one is Jim Macello, he said What isn't obvious about the emergency paper is that it costs more that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a penalty
Yes.
to it.
And it's like, I think it's like, what did we change to? Like
I-
2-3 times or something. So it's more expensive now. You get punished more if you have to like pay the emergency fee. So there's a clear difference if you are actually like right on the nose on your resources. You can actually keep some more money.
Okay.
So,
Gigagashi, sorry if I butcher your name. I know
Whatever.
Mafia can come and wreck your stuff up. Are there other events that can lose you something in the tower? There's currently three big risks. One is lawsuits. You need a lawyer for that. That's also something you unlock on the map. They bring lawsuits to your tower and they need to be processed. One is the Mafia, of course. The Mafia comes to your tower, tries to intimidate employees and also wrecks theirs. There you need to have security for. Another one is protesters. They get annoyed by what you write or something like that. And they come to your tower and blockade your door. So
Yeah.
they protest right in front of your door. Reporters can't come in, stuff like that. So it gets no resources get brought up. This will also be expanded on. Currently, there's no other way that can break, except from stuff can break from itself, right? The printer
Yes.
is
Yeah.
quite a fragile machine. Every X time you print, something breaks down. So you
Yeah.
do need to repair.
yeah, and there's somebody for that you can hire. But I'd say let's switch to more interesting tower,
Yeah.
shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Okay, we have some extra questions. If you could.
Yeah, sure.
If we should. Yeah, let's change
Switch
setting. Switch places.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, there's some questions extra. Maybe we can answer them in the meantime.
Sure. Yes.
So, okay. Let me set up. I first need to
Yeah,
do
load
something, so you guys are not going to see that yet. Let's load the
Steam
game.
next
This
page.
one, yeah.
Hello, Car Night. Yes, we are live.
Yeah, so earlier we had a loop going. We didn't put it in the title, but now we are really here. Okay, so.
So Anti-Docon has a nice suggestion for the word quest.
Okay.
Instead of quest, you could
Offer.
call it an offer, as
Yeah,
it's
an
mafia.
offer
So
we
that's
can't refuse.
pretty,
Yeah, that's cool.
pretty
That's
interesting.
actually better. Yeah, quest sounds a bit fantasy-like, but it's also something that players recognize.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a dubio thing. We don't know what would be best. Yeah, we will show this later. Okay. Sorry. Are there other questions? Because I saw more, also older ones.
I think we're good.
Let's see the events. You mentioned this. Oh, no,
Yeah.
there's not really any.
Okay, then we can switch again to the screen. Yes, so this is the map of New York again, but this time we unlocked quite some more. We have all the NPCs that are gonna be in the early access one. So we have the Mafia. He asks you to do all kinds of unsavory things, but he does provide you with money and influence points.
There's also a risk involved, right?
Yeah.
If you go back to it.
Yeah, if you fail his quest, then he sends his mobsters to your tower.
This is not always the case, but some of them has that extra risk,
Yeah.
and practically all of them have like risks attached to them.
Yeah, so this is the mayor. It's actually the mayor that was back then. So this is Jimmy Walker. And he was kind of corrupt, but also very loved by the people. He's a good way to get high amounts of influence points, but he also comes with very tricky quests at one point. And if you don't do his quest well, you get lawsuits. So that's also, and then we have the High Society one. That's one of the newer ones. There's no disadvantage attached to it yet, because it will be something like a boycott, so advertisers will not want to print anymore.
This NPC, this quest stuff is something we will heavily expand on during early access.
Yes.
for
Yeah.
sure. This is going to be much more interesting, much more broad.
Yeah, because now you can get influence or reputation with those factions, but it doesn't do that much yet. But it will be of a big importance once we're in early access, and will be one of the first things that we work on and will update on. Yeah. And I want to show you the Mafia one first. In this case, the Mayor one. I can't print propaganda because he doesn't want other people credit. He deserves the credit, so he doesn't want propaganda from other how do you call them, challengers that also want to become mayor. That's LaGuardia in his case, but he does want to have his statement printed, of course. So let's pick this one, and let's take one of the more trickier districts.
If you flip to it, you can get like a 5-pointer or something.
Yeah, that would maybe be tricky. Which one shall we take? Let's go with this one, maybe Fort Lee, right?
Sure.
A fame one.
Go for it.
And what I also want to do is I want to buy the elevator. And I'm gonna build that so that you can see how that functions. That could be interesting. So I'm gonna obtain it. I have lots of points.
Hey, there we go, elevator.
All right. So we're gonna go into the next week, I guess, where everything's ready.
Sure.
Okay,
yes.
Let's go.
All
right.
Says have a good
So,
stream. Thanks.
This is my tower, and currently I have all the departments. I have a bit of overlap, so crime and entertainment. I just looked at their skills. This one, and I saw that this one had crime and entertainment, this one had crime and entertainment, so that was a good way to buff them simultaneously.
Yeah, nice.
These are bigger buffing objects, so I have the listening device. They can
very advanced.
Advanced one. You have different ones. Some give +1, some give +2. This is the sports and politics one. I have an advertisement, so that's also cool to show here. These are advertisements. Once we have done this week's run, I can show you how these are earned, to how you arrange your newspaper. These bring all kinds of things. We also added tags to them now. It's a bit weird because they give extra sales now. We're still a bit dubious or thinking if that really is what we want, but we thought it would make more sense that an entertainment ad would like to be around entertainment news items.
Yep.
Which is also how you earn them, right?
Yeah.
By printing entertainment,
so
companies will notice.
Yeah, so here we see a boardroom. I can have my Frank Griffin, my sales guy. I send it to this company, and for Spotlight, we are going to do the new theater promotion. And this gives quite a lot of money and the entertainment tag, so this guy is going to work on that. And we already had an entertainment tag here, so that fits very well. Of course, we don't have one here. Ideally, you want a combo. So you want, if you see quests that you need to do for the mayor that have an overlap with the district, that is the most ideal way to go. Okay, so let's have a look at what we need. Most things here are entertainment and politics orientated. We can highlight those, entertainment and politics and economy. These are gonna be the ones that we wanna go for this week. All right, this is already the interesting item.
This is very interesting.
Mayor makes it work. So this is actually the news item that the mayor wanted to have, because here is his statement. But it needs to work to get there.
I see a problem also.
Yeah. So this is an interesting thing. We cannot print this propaganda. So we will have to manually edit them out later on. So let's set someone on this item and start, go for the news a bit. Okay. I have a crime item, but I don't really... Yeah, this is quite a nice item because it has investigation. Yeah, but I don't need it.
Don't need it, right?
So let's...
Bin it.
Bin it.
You have 13 items left in the pool, so there's plenty of things to
we
discover.
need to... this is a very juicy item. Lots of stats. optimistic economy vision. Maybe people want to read about that, but the problem is we have propaganda, and we don't want to print propaganda. Is also a liar. No, I don't know how good those statistics are. So maybe also not do this one. It's also a very big item, takes a lot of time, and protesters are going to be involved, which is quite annoying. So let's go. Okay, this is an entertainment item. Yes, we have gossip,
Look at this.
fame. We need that. Extra influence points. That's really nice. Okay, so we're going to go for this. My best entertainment person is this, I guess. Yeah, so let's do that. We have extra. This works with a pod, so you cannot do these ones yet. We have to wait until this is finished. That's too bad actually, because we would need a boat. But yeah. This is at the top one. We need to choose this as a branch, but we're gonna choose this one because we have this one. See, it's already in the door. Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah. So the icon there on the tag that represents that we already have it. You see the in drawer thing?
Yeah. Okay, this one we had to do, right? Sorry. Here is this is what Bart was talking about.
Yeah, so it's already in your drawer, which is kind of
a help, right? You
still need to put it in your newspaper though.
Yeah. There's a lot of we have really juicy items here. Let's
That's
go.
gold influence, isn't it?
Yeah, this is really good, and it's fairly easy to go for. So let's do that one.
Oh, a question: what's the small dollar icon next to the brain icon?
Oh, the small.
That's a good question.
Yeah, so
I didn't see it.
It's the salary. It's how you're paying them. So if it's blue, you're actually overpaying them. Which we are right now, and they will be more tolerant towards a bad working environment, stuff like that. You can also underpay them. There will be a red dollar sign, but then you may get away with it. If they're happy on all other fronts, you may be able to.
Okay, we
to
have this
underpay.
sign. I just put my best guy. Oh, he's almost back. This is.
Jay Mucello says you should probably pause the game.
Yeah, we might. But in this case, what I also wanted to show, I saw other people play, is that they don't always see that this briefcase says that they're almost back. So in this case, normally it's like, I have nobody, but Ella Fitzgerald and Mary Thompson are almost back. So in this case, you want to push the time a bit, just make sure they are back. Then I can put my my best worker on this case because she's the highest in politics. All right. This was a very juicy item. That's a
way better pick.
Here you can see this. This is normally a very long item, and now it's half a day.
It's incredible.
The higher their level, the higher their skill level, the faster they will report. Which time is very.
But the
scarce.
only thing is that we're not searching for dirt, and this is politics and sports, so we might want to change it up a bit. Politics and sports, and the other one is economy, entertainment. Okay, I still need to have those
you're still not in pulse anymore?
Sorry. Okay, this is... Now, I'm gonna get a lawsuit, and I know that I don't have a lawyer. It's one lawsuit, not too bad. Okay,
we'll survive it.
So if I put it on play now, it doesn't come now, but here... The lawsuit is brought to our... it is coming. Yeah, it was a bit later.
Kind of got me scared for it.
Yeah, you never know if there's a bug hiding. I don't have a lawsuit, someone to do it, but that's okay.
Maybe expand the little red icon. It's like a status on your lawsuit. So there's one lawsuit file, and if you don't process it in 4 days, you will get fined. You will have to pay money. And we don't have a lawyer to do it, right?
Yeah. No, currently not. And it is a bit, the higher money you have, the more it's gonna cost. Yeah. So, I can't really build that elevator that I wanted to build.
So there's two new comments. One is close the globe and move the report manually. So that is, if you really want to print a certain item, movement of like reporters is still a factor in the process time. So if you really have to sneak that last item in, you can also opt to like manually drag like reports from a reporter into typesetters and stuff.
The hand of God.
The hand of God.
Yeah. I can do that with this paper, for example. I can bring it up to other places. I can see he could use maybe the toilet. Yeah, I'll put it in toilet.
Okay, so there's another one. NT-Docon again. Can you talk about outdated news and how the mechanic works?
Outdated
Yeah.
news? Yeah.
Is a news less effective when it's outdated, and do all news get automatically outdated even if they are the second or third follow-up news?
Yes. So all of those red tags you see on the items, actually they subtract sales. So I think it's 250 now. So the same goes for old news. All of the news that you do not use in a week will get the old news tag added to them. So, but usually it may still be worthwhile to print them depending on the circumstances.
This is probably, I
Ooh,
don't...
another lawsuit.
Yeah, I don't
And do
need
all
that
news
one.
automatically
Don't you
get
still need
outdated?
like something?
Yeah, I need...
Dirt.
Dirt, yeah. But dirt is in this and in politics, so I
It's
will
already Thursday, or past Thursday.
Yeah, it's probably
It's
not
gonna be
gonna work
interesting.
out. We'll see. Okay, so I can show you this. This item, the mayor wanted to have a statement, but he didn't want the propaganda to be in. There was one item, that is this item. What I can now manually do, so I can see that this item holds this propaganda. I can manually remove it. And
There you
now
go.
I have that statement, but not... so this is one of the ways to do it.
Yeah.
Later on, you also will get an editor.
Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
way to do it. We will. Right now, it's only one at the early access launch, the editing desk, which removes sloppy reporting, which we did not touch
Yes.
upon yet
There it is.
because all of the employees are really happy. If they're not happy, they may deliver sloppy work, but you can edit that out. But later on in updates, we will have more desks that can, for example, if you print lies, there's a fact-checking desk, for instance, that would remove that, or maybe even refurbish some old news. Give it a new spin.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have all kinds of ideas. Also, passive desks, for example, where you don't send a reporter out, but you put them at the desk. Could be a weather report that comes every week, or a stock index,
Yeah.
or
And
maybe a crossword puzzle.
One of the bigger updates we're going to do, I think it's the first one, will introduce photographs,
Yeah.
Yes.
illustrations, which will really add a lot of value.
Yeah, it's a big
to
one.
the
Yeah, map
newspaper.
makers. We've already made most of it, and it's something that will add definitely visually to your newspaper,
Yes.
because it
Yes.
will show
Going to-
photos in your news items.
Yeah.
And,
And it
yeah,
comes
looks
also with
really
its own
cool.
processing chain in addition to the one we have now. So it's also a lot of more mechanics that you have to
Yeah.
deal with in the tower as
Okay,
well.
so this checks it off. I made a statement. I didn't do the propaganda one, so that's cool. I should watch out for the other ones. Okay, so I want to combo a bit. This one is also economy focused. This one is a good one for economy. Oh, I should.
Ooh.
The top one should be this one,
Yeah.
because that's the
Yes.
silk one. This is gonna be.
Maybe you
really
can use the other
nice,
star one as well to combo with that one.
This one?
Here.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Is there also a star here? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's even better, maybe. But
You try to make
yeah,
a nice
yeah, yeah.
layout. A question:
Oh, yeah,
does
yeah,
coffee
yeah, this
give
one is
movement
better.
speed boost, or only works as a food source? Good question. Right now, unfortunately, it's only a food source, but we have talked
Yeah.
about this, and
Yeah.
so that it may come, but not yet, unfortunately.
Oh, this is also a really nice item. I'm really bringing the statements of
Yeah,
the mayor
well.
into vision. Okay, so this is another ad. Yeah, let's just. I had some economy on the other one. Yeah,
Oh, you're actually going to be able to fill your entire newspaper.
Yeah, I'm a
8 hours left
professional.
on the last one.
So yeah,
Looks like your priority worked.
yeah. If you finish it, it looks a bit overwhelming at first, but people know that this is later in the game.
Yeah.
And
This
this
is
is
quite
in January 1931. It will get more involved also later on, but it's also all at your convenience, right?
Yeah.
We want this game to be casual for players that want it more casual, and a bit more advanced and challenging to players who want more challenging stuff. I have a bigger printer now, but you can keep it a smaller printer. That's no problem, but you will also not make as much money, of course.
Okay,
That
maybe
is
we
something.
can finish the sprint because we have only a little bit of time left.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
It's nice.
Yeah, I think we maybe didn't do the most perfect. Oh, of course, we lack a bit of paper. As you can see, I did fairly okay on this. We have here entertainment. I have all the boxes checked off of the district. So the Fort Lee district I went for is gonna really like this newspaper. And I'm doing the mayor thing, so that's cool. The only thing, the lawsuit's not gonna work.
We only have 1 minute left, so maybe we wanna.
No, that's cool. We can do it longer. That's no problem.
Yeah?
But
Okay.
we will not be at Steam's promotion.
Okay.
But okay.
There we go.
Yeah, if we have some more questions, feel free to ask. Okay, this is a fairly okay print. Could be better, but I focused on my
I mean, we've
other
earned
elements.
how much money? Almost,
Yeah.
more than
Ooh, wow.
$10,000.
Yeah,
that,
more.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah,
back in
I
the
did,
day.
and the Gen 1 gave a lot of money. The ads gave 2,000 money, but the sale was really good. And also, no people, this is also something that we can still balance. If we feel that you still earn too much money, we
too
can
little.
tweak it, or too little. We want this to feel challenging, but not on the brink of I'm dying here, insanity.
Yeah.
But a bit of challenge, I think, could be really cool.
Yeah, so
Look at this.
once
Ooh.
again, like, join our Discord if you wanna, talk with us, give some suggestions, say, we really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, and this
Oh,
is
yeah.
one of the screens that I wanted to show.
Yeah.
So here it shows how many of the category types you put in your newspaper, and the higher you go, you also see the combos here, the more interested these advertisers are. And every category has its own advertiser group. And so this one unlocked the entertainment. I put lots of entertainment in. I didn't show you, but there's a screen that can show you midway how many you put in. So this is also a balancing act, right? I have the districts, I have the NPC quests, I have the ads I need to manage, all kinds of things. And that's what we want to invoke. You are the publisher, choose what you want to put in. Are you going for the big money? This is also something that we want to expand upon, so that the higher you go, now you get more of the same ads, but the higher you go here, maybe get more elaborate ads, maybe ads that need photographers, need map makers, or illustrators, stuff like that.
Exactly.
All going to come during early access.
Yeah. So we want to flavor it a bit, so there's random messages, so it feels a bit more alive. Here I have the monthly expenses. As you see, I'm further in the game, so these ramp up quite a lot.
Ooh, that's quite
And
a lot.
I have still a loan, which I could have repaid
Exactly.
by a long mile. But
There's G. Kachi says, I think the person who cleans around tower is sleeping on the job. Can you fire him? Or so maybe we can do that.
Very good point.
after
Yeah.
this.
Once you are further in the game, they do their work quickly, and they also generate more trash. So your cleaners really need to keep up. And that's also a balancing act in the game, but also for us a balancing act to get that right.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so people really play the demo, give feedback, join the Discord.
Yeah.
You're open to share everything that you think could be better or have good suggestions for. We're open to that.
Sure, yeah.
And
We'll launch in
and
8 days.
Yeah, it's
yeah, that-
around the corner. Yeah.
13th of February, so next week on Tuesday we'll launch. And feel free to try out the demo, and maybe the 13th could be the day that you play the full version. Up to you to decide.
Yes,
And
yeah.
Mac version is also coming.
Yes.
So
really excited.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you guys
Thanks for watching.
Thank
thanks
you.
for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, you're probably wondering what a guy like me is doing in a place like this. Well, every story has a beginning. It was November 1929 when I bought my first newspaper. It was a rag. I'd never run a newspaper before, but that was just a detail. All you gotta do is stick to the rules. And rule number 1 is you have to print every Sunday. First up, I hired myself some fancy telegraph operators to listen out for the lowdown. Ha! It was electric.
Whoa, we got one! But oh boy, it's a felony!
Thank God for felonies. Let's go get 'em, people! I sent my bestest reporter, Rose. But nothing comes easy, right? Damn Damn it, Rose got roughed up again? That's another 3 days sick leave. Gee, some people get paid for doing nothing around here. Still, I was prepared to do whatever it took to bring you the news, even if I got on the wrong side of the mafia. 'Cause all the time I had it in my mind, we gotta print every Sunday. So I hired myself the best team of copywriters, picture editors, and fancy pants designers money could buy. I was a runaway success. I ruled. And you want to know my secret? Well, I care about my team. I do. Gotta give them all the comforts they need. Keep them refreshed. Make it all nice and cozy. A home from home. And maybe even pamper them a little bit. Which is important, because they don't get to go home a whole lot. Unless it's permanent! Hold the front page! You call that grammar? Nobody works sloppy on my watch! You're fired! As one reporter returned, I'd send out another. Sports reports, politics, entertainment, whatever it was, we had it covered. The world was our news story. Nothing was out of bounds, just as long as they were all back in time to print every Sunday. Getting to this point hasn't been easy. Attacks come in all shapes and sizes. But I'm protected by the most professional of lawyers, whose friendship with the mayor does not compromise them or me in any way. And of course, the world's best security firms. In 3 years, I became the most influential newspaper in the whole region. Now, I am the news! What? It's Sunday already? Well, what are you waiting for? Let's print this!